So this is a Husky 288 cylinder that I'm fooling with, and that's not really the big purpose of the video, but I'm at my bench today, so someone had commented on what bits and tools I have for porting, and as far as brands go, I mean, these little burrs, I'm just getting whatever I can. Most of the time they're like Chinese exported. It's hard to find like a USA shipper for those. I'm probably going to talk to like a dental supply place and see, because some of them ended up being quite a bit cheaper last time I priced them out. And these are RA burrs. They fit in these Lucky Dog tools. The main piece you're paying for on this is this little adapter here. The heads are like 15-20 bucks. You get them on eBay, and when the gears strip out, you chunk it in the trash, throw a new one in there. So those are the RA tools. I have no idea what brand or pattern that is. I like to use this one for surface finish stuff in imports. It just makes it's not super aggressive. I'm not sure that it's like wore out or anything. There's a lot of these little burrs and bits. I have no idea what the brand is. I came into a situation where someone was getting out of things, and I bought all their equipment. So there's a lot of tooling that I have that's, I'm not sure the origin of some of these long shanks. I'm not sure if they come from CC Specialties or there's a ton of places that sell carbide burrs. These are just a 1/4-inch shank. This is like an Alumahog style, so if you're trying to move something really fast, you're looking for something that's got the rate of twist on the helix part is it's pretty aggressive, so it doesn't skip real bad if you're getting aluminum and it's taking big bites out. This is just some sort of no-name burr I ordered on Amazon. They're like 20 bucks for a pack of, they come in these little cases, and there's a variety of styles in there. They're when they wear out, you just toss them in the trash. They're not anything crazy expensive. There is an inherent tooling cost with getting into this. Hand pieces. This is just what comes with like the Vevor, or I think the Harbor Freight handpiece is the same thing. This is a little diamond ball off of eBay. I use that for chamfers. Not a whole lot of like specialty shaped stuff. When you start getting into specialty stuff, it's more along the lines of things that fit in the Lucky Dog or things that fit in these CC Specialties heads. And this came with all the stuff that I bought from that other builder, so super lucky to have that thing now. It speeds up processes a ton, and you could take a lot more material off even with that little guy right there than one of these that I typically run in the Lucky Dog. So shape an upper with that, and then finish it. Do all your finish work with this little thing. And I dropped it on the ground. But that's about it. Cartridge rolls. I mean, there's no real, high-end brand that I found all of this stuff. The nicest stuff I have is the stuff that I got from the other builder, so that's super cool. It's got a learning curve now because it's like being fresh to it all over again. All these little burrs are sharp and they grab, and then I got to be extra careful compared to running one of those wore out little one of these pieces. And I think that thing is like, what are they, like 3mm across and 4mm long or something? 2mm across, 4mm long. They're small. But yeah, that's it. It's 288 cylinder. Really, as far as flow work goes, that's probably it. I'm probably gonna clean up the cast texture. I'm not super thrilled about in some of those corners, so just clean up the casting in the lowers. You can kind of see a shadow, because this is a used cylinder. You kind of see a shadow of where the piston skirt runs. I don't know that you necessarily need to drag it out all the way, but I like things nice and symmetrical. That's pretty dang close. Probably just gonna clean up that side when I change the finish. Here's what they look like before. This is a pretty nasty little angle there. I'm not worried about trying to drag it out all the way. You got to remember, anything that you're trying to flow into one of these holes, you got a crankshaft, connecting rod, and piston running between 8 and 12,000 RPMs while you're trying to flow air through it. Laminar flow isn't really something that happens in here, at least in the crankcase. Maybe it laminates a little bit out of the uppers, but not too sure. Exhaust, I have to clean up just a hair more. The bottom side of that port had like caught a ring or something, so I had to. It looks ugly right now, but like I said, I gotta clean up the exhaust more. And then the uppers, I am moving out to the factory bevel. The intake, I still got to decide what to do on there. I don't know if I want to raise the roof of the intake. I'll have to see where the piston sits, so I don't end up putting a ring in the port. But the roof of the intake is pretty low, and it's like 70 on the times out at like 70, so the floor is pretty high. If I'm gonna drop the floor a lot, I'll probably leave the roof alone. And kind of odd, which I've seen it a lot, that transfer is not flat, it's canted, so the end of it over here, it opens before the back side of it. I don't know if that's beneficial or not. I imagine it was done for a reason. That's why I'm just going to follow the bevel on it. And same with the exhaust. I only raised the exhaust to the bevel. I widened it a lot. And I'm still well within where the skirt of the piston seals. You could see the shadow over here. So if you run straight down, I mean, I still can take it out a lot wider, but I don't know how much that'll help when you can only make the exit of the port so wide. So really all I've tried to do right now is straight wall the port so that this port and this port are the same width, or well, it's the same port, but I just want to make sure that the cylinder side and the exhaust side are the same width. So yeah, that's about it. Just doing a base gasket delete here. I had cleaned up the chamber a little bit with some sandpaper or something, went through it and gave it some hickeys. But I think this might be my first dual port. No, this is second dual port cylinder. First dual port cylinder was a Stihl 084, and that was a brand new top end on that thing. Talk about making your butt pucker when you're running some tooling through a $500 top end. But yeah, there's, I don't know, not a whole lot changing here. And then if I just follow that bevel and I don't like that transfer at angle, I can always flatten it back out and it'll give me more port area. Not sure that it's going to make it, not sure that that improves anything, but I don't know because I hadn't tried it. So let's just assume that the guy, that the factory engineer, knew a few things, and we'll follow that. And this can still get changed several times in the future. So go mild the first time, and then after you've done a few of them, then you go wild.